Hello friends, how are you? I hope everyone is doing good. I'm your friend Balaji Surywanshi. Today I am going to talk on the topic, very essential topic, that is suffering. I remember, I think few years back I composed one quote, and still I have been trying to walk on that path. Okay, so today I am going to discuss on that quote and on the suffering. Okay, so and that quote is still on my mobile wallpaper. Still my mobile wallpaper because I want to see that quote continuously. Okay, many times a day, so that it can be implemented in my life. Okay, so I will tell you what quote that is, and that quote was composed by me few years back, and that quote states that in Hindi. Okay, so that quote is, मैंने जिंदगी को यूं आसान कर लिया, मैंने जिंदगी को यूं आसान कर लिया, जो भी बाहर और भीतर हलचल चल रही है उससे खुद को अन्नविष्ट कर लिया. That was the quote. Okay, I composed a few years back, and I'm trying to follow this quote in my real life. But due to conditioned upbringing and conditioned mind, I am not reached even few percentage, and not followed even few percentage of that quote. But one day, definitely, I will follow that path or that way completely stated in that quote. What stated in that quote means, I make life easy by unaffecting whatever going on outside the world and inside the world. Outside the world, okay, whatever going on outside me, inner world also there. Okay, inside the world, both the world, I am unaffecting. I am trying to unaffected by both these words. So I will become robust, stable, constant. But since birth, since childhood, we have been taught that reactions. We have been taught to affect. We have been taught to rebel to some phenomena, some object, some subjects. Okay, that's why we are affecting every time what is happening against us. Even what is happening in line with us, in line with our thought process, that time also we are affecting. If something good happened to me, I become happy. Something is bad happened to me, suddenly I become unhappy. That is called the impact. Impacted by phenomena, some phenomena. Okay, so I don't know, miss. One day I came thought and I have written that quote, and since then I have been following it. I don't know, it will take to successfully implement in life, maybe years or decades. I don't know how much time will be taken, but I'm sure that one day definitely I will be successful to follow completely that quote. Okay, so that was the introduction. I will also put that screenshot here for your reference. But now we will move forward and talk about suffering. So, what is suffering then? What is suffering? How suffering arises? Suffering, more or less, suffering is arises due to our attachments. Due to our attachments of our cravings, our aversions, okay, our sensations, pleasant experiences, unpleasant experiences, and that impressions registered in our mind, and every time we attracted by pleasant experiences. We running behind pleasant experiences and always run away from unpleasant experiences. So that causes stress, and that stress ultimately leads to suffering. Okay, so now we will be move forward to understand the root cause of suffering. What are the causes of suffering that will give us unhappiness? Okay, so what kind of attachments do we have? You know, normally we attracted towards pleasant experiences. If I like drinking alcohol because I became intoxicated by influence of alcohol, so I love that impact, or I love that what intoxication after drinking alcohol, so it gives me pleasant experience. So I wanted again and again, again and again, again and again that experience. So boozing again and again, drinking alcohol again and again, right? So what happened after certain level? We need we our it become habituated, it become addicted, and we want more dose, more quantity of alcohol to intensify our pleasant experiences, pleasant sensations, right? And on contrary to that, unpleasant experiences we dislikes, right? For example, maintaining health, going to gym, build muscles. Everyone does not like this kind of things. Otherwise, disciplinary life, waking early, sleep early, right? These kind of things people don't like, right? So people want to run away from these kind of experiences. So if somebody speak against us, right? So we don't like. Obviously, unpleasant experience will observed. We felt unpleasant experience due to that action. Okay, so we want to run away from that what experience. There is one more biggest attachment we carry throughout the life, that is the obsession with I, obsession with mine, what I possessed for, obsession what I possessed, right? The real nature, we don't know our real nature, that's why we attach with I, the labeled phenomena called I. Okay, that also leads to suffering, right? Then how these attachments leads to suffering, right? And why this attachment occurs? In the first question is how that attachment occurs. That attachment occurs due to contacts, right? Contact, that may be pleasant contact, unpleasant contact. That why contact occurs? By sensory objects. We have 6 sensory objects, right? 5 physical senses and 1 is mind. What are the 5 physical senses then? That is eye, vision for an eye, hearing, sound for an ear, then smell for nose, and then taste for tongue, and touch for the skin or body. Okay, these are the 5 physical senses, and 1 is mental, means mind. Mind needs thoughts, emotions, and through these 6 senses we experience the world, and these 6 senses leads to contact. Because why contact occurs? Because the underlying the underlying property of these 6 senses, Due to these six senses, we bound to contact and lead to attachment. Okay. Then your question will be there. You can ask that why these are sensory objects. These sensory objects due to mind and matter. Due to mind and matter, because then why mind and matter is there? And mind and matter is there because of consciousness. Consciousness. Because consciousness requires something what pursued by conscious nature, that should be registered somewhere, right? How can we pursue things? Through these senses, right? Due to consciousness only, because non-conscious things, unconscious things cannot perceive things. They don't have senses. For example, stone don't have consciousness, so that they don't have sensory object as well by mind and matter. Okay, so only living things have sensory objects. So why consciousness is there? The main question is that why consciousness is there? Consciousness is there due to reactions. Due to reactions. We react every time. And that reactions, we react based out upon our attachments, right? And attachment occurs by our cravings or aversions, right? So why we react then? Why we react? Because we react due to ignorance. The entire means the cause of suffering is ignorance. Then what is ignorance? Where do we ignore? Why do we ignore? Due to our ignorance, we react each and everything. That become mental habit of reaction. Okay, that become habit by mind, reacting continuously, moment after moment, minute after minute, day after day, right? And that reactions lead to aversion and cravings, and that aversion and craving lead to suffering. Okay, so in the first place, why we are become so ignorant, and in what sense we are ignorant? We are ignorant. We ignorant about the reality of our true nature, about labeled phenomena, that is I, right? So what happened? When always remember, if ignorance arises, then reaction occurs. When reaction arises, then consciousness occurs. When consciousness arises, then mind and matter occurs. When mind and matter arises, then six senses occurs. If the six senses arises, then what happens? Then contact occurs. If contact arises, then sensation occurs. If sensation arises, then craving and aversion occurs. If craving, remember, if craving and aversion arises, then attachment occurs. If attachment arises, then the process of becoming occurs. If the process of becoming occurs, then birth occurs. If birth occurs, definitely decay and death occurs together with sorrow, lamentation, lots of physical and mental suffering occurs. and thus arises the entire mass of suffering. So due to this cause and effect, conditional arising, and this conditional arising brought into our present existence, the state of our present existence and the face of future suffering. So at the last, Gautam Buddha, the great Gautam Buddha, said that due to ignorance, suffering arises. And that suffering, how that suffering arises? Bounded by reactions. Bounded by reactions, we indulge into aversions and cravings, and that craving and aversions leads into attachments, and that attachment ultimately leads to unhappiness. So understood, my friend? Are you getting my point? If we are become ignorant, we are bound to suffering. We are become non-ignorant, we are free from suffering. So always try to avoid reactions. Instead of that, please try to respond something, or you see, respond also when necessary. If there is not necessary, then don't even respond as well. Just become silence. Just become silent. Silent is also one of the response, and very, very effective response. Okay, so bounded by ignorance, don't react continuously, because that reactions leads to mental habit. Our mind reacting one moment after, okay, and then we become addicted. Our mind become conditioned to that reactions, and everything happens, that suffering happens due to our blind reactions. Underlying, provided that, or associated with that blind reactions, associated with ignorance. Due to ignorance. And what ignorance? We ignorant about our true self, about our true nature, and the phenomena labeled as I, mind. We are ignorant about our true nature, true self, and we are indulging, we are busy in the momentary materialistic things, what we possess, what we have, and that is labeled with I, mind. So what is the solution for that then? How to eradicate this, how to eradicate suffering to avoid become ignorant? So there is only one answer, that self-knowledge. We need to increase our self-knowledge. We need to work on our self-knowledge. We need to understand what is our true nature, what is our true self. Then only we can become sensible person. We can become, okay, rational person. We don't become ignorant person, that is required. And I already spoken in different videos that we can gain self knowledge through our Vedas, Upanishads, Vedant, okay, through our Bhagavad Gita, right? Whenever any religious scripture talking about true self, real self, you can refer that one to increase your knowledge about self. And that self knowledge can you make aware your true self, so that you will not become ignorant. Because due to ignorance, we think we think that we are attached towards impersonal, impermanent thing called as I, called as mine, myself. In Hindi, aham. Aham brahmasmi. That sentence you may heard in our religious scriptures, right? So once you detach from your aham, from your I, non-true self, and when you completely know about your true self, then you will become free from your suffering. I hope this video will be helpful to you to avoid your suffering. Thank you.